Today will be another album review from the from Canada's capital. It is band called Lycanthro. How would you say it? Lycanthro. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. If I'm not mistaken, that's actually the original term for werewolf. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm wrong with any of this, then please forgive me. This is only my third album review, and hopefully you guys in the band watching this review are are okay with me talking about and what um, critiquing what you guys have done. But I like her talking about things and critiquing things, and I do want to get better. I want to expand my horizon. So here it goes. I'll just say Lycanthrope now. So Lycanthrope is a power metal and thrash metal, speed metal band from Ottawa. I'm from Arnprior, which is a suburb of Ottawa. Hopefully, the guys in the band have heard of my rural town. Um, yeah, this review is of their album Mark of the Wolf. Now, I'm a little bit biased towards power metal because I was about 14. I was in high school, and of course there was this group of metalheads, and they looked beyond cool, and they really inspired me to get into guitar. But it was getting that sense of all different subgenres of metal music, and I really wanted to get into that, but I couldn't really because I couldn't listen to Cannibal Corpse or Behemoth. But one day I just felt like listening to Blind Guardian, which is my favorite power metal band. The song was Another Stranger Me, and it felt like a ton of bricks fell on me. That really changed my life. Since then, I can listen to bands like Cannibal Corpse and Behemoth and be totally okay with it. So, because it was power metal that really changed me, I have an extra soft spot for it. And I just simply love the way that power metal sounds just in general. I think that everything with power metal it just sounds so good. And Lycanthro has some other types of metal incorporated with it, so that's totally great stuff there. So one thing that I got from some bits of criticism and advice from my two other album reviews was to talk about the lyrics and the artwork. So the name of the album is Mark of the Wolf, and it's got this really cool looking werewolf with this star in its eye, and this pattern on the back of his left hand, and I think that it looks totally dope. It's really good stuff there. So let's get into the songs themselves. The first song is Crucible, which is about witchcraft and the evil. Now it's about 7 minutes. I totally love these power metal epics. I think that as I said, I have a really soft spot for this kind of stuff. I'm really biased with this. And the main riff is totally awesome, and also when it gets to fair is foul and foul is fair, totally awesome stuff. Like this, sometimes bands open up with epics, and there are things like when Zeppelin opened up with Achilles' Last Stand. It was a perfect way to just grab the viewer and suck them right in, and the Crucible does exactly that. So perfect. Fallen Angel's Prayer is track number 2. It that's the big picture is about loyalty, but it's really but the but it's ultimately but it's mostly about finding a guardian angel that's the right one for you no matter what, dealing with it, and and it's just a really good the way that it happens, like the way that the song progresses. The thing that I like about power metal, and these songs are no exception to this thing, you really get images painted in your mind about it. Every song tells a story, and if there's no real big picture about each of the songs, then that's fine. Like it can tell a story just for fun, and that's great as long as it's well done. And frankly, all these songs on this album are well done, even if there isn't a real big picture to it, and that's totally fine. Number three is Mark of the Wolf. Is it the best? Possibly. It might be the best one. This one deals with the ritual of assimilating. When I was reading the lyrics, it reminded me of when Jason Patrick drinks the blood in The Lost Boys. That's what it reminded me of when I was reading the lyrics. Oh, and by the way, if I'm misinterpreting the lyrics, it's just my opinion. It's really nothing big. Um, and Enchantress is a great one. Totally like it. It could be about love at first sight, but but it deals with the way that this guy's been drawn towards this mysterious evil girl and the journey that it tells. Again, it's very well done. I really like this. The best song on the album is number five. It's called "In Metal We Trust." This one is it's just a metal anthem, and that's fine. It's like listening to "You Wanted the Best" by Kiss, or "Metal Gods" by Judas Priest. In Metal We Trust is there's just so much joy and happiness and grace in this song that you really can't miss with it, and that's great. Into Oblivion, it deals with breaking free from society and fear. It's totally badass. There's really nothing wrong with this. Now, this one had to follow the best song on the album, In Metal We Trust. I would say that that this one is the second best on the album. If you place it so that you got the first best and then the second best followed right after, it's a good move. If you got the second best and then the best followed right after that, it's also a good move. I didn't mind having In Metal We Trust and Into Oblivion. That's fine. Number seven is Ride the Dragon. Now, as I said before, lots of imagery is given into these songs, and Ride the Dragon is probably the most fun of the images that we're presented with on this album. We get actual imagery of riding an actual dragon, like you're on the dragon and it's flying around and it's breathing fire. Okay, not all that stuff is actually said in the song, but that's really the feel that we get towards it. It makes us feel like we're actually on a dragon that's sort of riding around. But it could be a metaphor for just having fun and enjoying life. And again, as I said, if I'm wrong with interpreting the lyrics, then I apologize. These are just my opinion, my own personal interpretations. So yeah, it's just me. Evangelion. I hope that I'm pronouncing it right. Maybe it's a Evangelion, but they say it with the strong G. It's about say the saving of humanity or inhumanity. Starts out nice and calm with the piano, and eventually soars up into another great epic. Now, is this as good as Crucible, the first epic on the album? I wouldn't say it's quite as good as the Crucible, but it's still a great way to end the album. So that's the way that so those are the tracks on the album. Um, I just want to give a special shout out to the lead vocalist James Delbridge. Okay, let me just say that Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian is my favorite singer ever, as he was one of the guys that really made me become a metalhead when I was in high school. James Delbridge is just about as good of a singer as Hansi from Blind Guardian. You got other great singers like Russell Allen from Symphony X, but I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot for saying this. I like James Delbridge more than Russell Allen, if I'm being brutally honest. James Delbridge is so good as a singer. And I don't want to sell anybody else short that's in the band, like David Shute, Carlo Cote, Nathan Schumann, Forrest Dassault, and all the guest musicians. Everything just sounds so good, and James Delbridge's vocals are so wonderful, so angelic that I really couldn't believe what I was hearing. But the way that each of the songs are written, see, with power metal, it's really got they all tell stories, and I think that's such great stuff there. I wasn't able to find out who wrote the songs. I was just able to find who's in the band and the mix and the production and all that kind of stuff. But whoever wrote the songs for it were totally bang up. I totally loved everything about it. As I said, I'm a little bit biased. I am biased towards power metal music, and Lycanthro is a band that I really hope becomes so famous that they sell out arenas and become as big as Blind Guardian, which is my favorite. Everything about this album was just so good. And as I said with my previous album review, I won't give any stars out of four because with albums it's just such a different sort of balance. All I will say is buy this album, listen to this album on YouTube, and have a great day.